Welcome. Today's practice will be with a focus on tenderness. As always, honor your body right where it is in this moment. And I'll guide us through mudra, asana, and also some self-massage. So let's start in reconstructive rest pose. And this pose is on our backs, lying down. You can bring your knees to the width, your feet to the width of your mat area, and lay down very, very tenderly. And let your knees meet each other in the middle. You can bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And just let yourself settle in, feeling all the connection points to the earth. Noticing your breath. Settle into this moment. Feeling yourself melt into the earth. And I'll invite 3 sounds of the bell and a gata by Thich Nhat Hanh. So if you'd like to find reconstructive rest pose on your backs or any posture that is comfortable to you, you can lie on your back and let your feet find the earth. Let your knees come inwards with one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly in a practice of tenderness today. And I start with sharing a gata by Thich Nhat Hanh called Adjusting Your Posture. Feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breathing is my anchor. And so on your backs, feel the earth beneath you. Nowhere to go, nothing to do except to be here in this moment. Letting yourself arrive with tenderness. And when you're ready, you can start to very gently and slowly come to a seated position. You can put something under your hips if that feels good to you, to make the ground a little softer, to rise your hips up. And if you wish, you can cross your legs in Sukhasana. This is a pose of ease. And if it doesn't feel ease in your body, then you can try a different seated posture. So adjust yourself until you find a place that feels comfortable to you. And let's place our right hand over our heart and our left hand over our right hand. Hidraya Mudra. Feel your breath rising in your chest. And let's circle our torso very gently. Maybe you feel the hip joints awakening. See if you can soften the muscles around your eyes. Notice any sensation that is showing up in your body. Move with tenderness, slowly. Being very thoughtful about the movement of your head as well, so that you're not causing any vertigo. And remember to listen to your body, as always, in our yoga practice. And we'll release our hands from our heart and bring our arms up to the sky with a deep inhale, drawing in the breath and letting our hands come down back to the earth, touching the earth and sweeping up and down like butterfly wings. Moving with tenderness. And let's set an intention together. Although I may be tender, I breathe with tenderness. Although I may be tender, I move with tenderness. Although I may be tender, I listen with tenderness. And feel free to insert anything that resonates for you in this moment. Ask your body, is there anything feeling tender in this moment? And we'll do a little exercise of prana to encourage some positive, loving embrace to our own bodies. So let's start with rubbing our hands together and generating some warmth and some energy. This is a wonderful self-care practice. And feel the warmth and the energy. And bring your hands to cup your eyes and inhale deeply. And let your hands cup your cheeks, inhaling deeply. Let your hands cross over your shoulders like a hug and inhale deeply. Let your hands run down your legs to your knees, to your lower leg bones, and all the way to your toes. Inhaling deeply. And let's rub our hands together again. And ask that question to your body again. Is there a place that needs a little additional tenderness? And if so, rub your hands together and let your hands find that place. And one more time. Into your eyes. Inhaling deeply. Gratitude for this moment, gratitude for the tenderness we have for ourselves and for others. Let's switch the cross of our feet. Elongate your spine and shrug your shoulders up and down 3 times. Feeling a release as our shoulders come down. And we'll raise our arms to cactus. So opening your fingers wide, opening your heart center, and drawing your shoulder blades in the back closer together. Lift your chin slightly. And now take your pointer finger and your third finger and bring them together. And take your fourth finger and your pinky finger and bring them together. So you're creating a little V. This might take a moment to bring your fingers to this position. And we're going to start to point our elbows forward and bring that V to around the base of your ears. So now your elbows can relax and point down, your shoulders can relax, and start to do a gentle circular massage on the jaws. Our jaw muscles can hold a lot of tension. See if you can soften in your body. Where might you be gripping? And just gently massage around the jaws, moving the base of the ears in both directions, deepening your breath. And with this, you can keep your hands there. Let your thumbs rest gently on the side of your neck, not pressing at all onto you don't want your fingers to be pressing hard on your neck. But let's start to inhale and let our neck roll gently over to the right. So we're cradling the base of our head. And now let your neck come forward and cradle to the other side. And I'm going to try to calm my little kitty for a moment because for some reason at the beginning of yoga class she gets very, very wild. And she goes into this little lioness attack mode. So my apologies if she's being very distracting. We're still working on this, so I'm going to bring her to a toy and keep that motion of a little smile on your face. And cradling the head, letting the side of the neck open. And now let's release that posture and bring our feet to the ground in front of us. Our knees are bent. We're going to wrap our arms around our knees in a hug. So your feet might come in a little bit closer. And inhale, lowering your forehead to your knees. And as you exhale, open wide, blossom like a flower. Inhaling, this might feel opposite to you, but inhaling as you come in. And exhaling, opening the petals of your body, arms and legs outstretched, Now see if you can imagine your breath. So as you inhale through the center of your body. And now see if you can exhale through your fingers and toes, all the petals. Inhaling in loving embrace tenderly. And exhaling, extension. Very nice. And we're going to turn and come into Child's Pose Balasana. So in this practice of tenderness, you can keep that soft blanket or pillow under your knees. And you can also bring something soft. These are just options, but behind your knees and on top of your calf muscles. Open your knees wide, toes come together, and then start to lean forward into your version of child's pose. As I've mentioned in other classes, child's pose is not a pose of sukha or ease. So find a position that feels good to you. That might mean your knees together. It might mean your elbows to the ground with your fingertips in prayer behind your head. This is a nice variation to open the triceps. So find tenderness in your body. And if your arms are outstretched, reach them over to the right side, opening in the left ribs. Breathing. And then coming over to the left side, noticing how you feel. And when you're ready, you can come forward to Sphinx pose, keeping the soft cushion under your hips. In Sphinx pose, we're resting on our forearms and we're starting to open the lower back. Our chin is pointed at the ground. Our gaze is soft. Jaws are relaxed. Tap the tops of your feet and then relax your toes. Open your finger pads and relax your hands. And scan your body and ask your body, what do you need right now? Where is there additional tenderness? And start to lower yourself down to the ground, bringing your hands by your chest. And with your inhale, just rising up slightly in baby cobra. And then lowering yourself down again. And rising up in baby cobra. Really listening with attunement to your body. maybe tenting your fingers slightly and then lowering down. Noticing as your heels splay out, and noticing on the inhale as your feet come flat again. Breathing into the lower back. And now come down to the ground and start with your right leg, seeing if you can bring it up slightly and have it meet your right hand. We're getting prepared for bow pose. And it's okay if your right hand cannot find your right foot, or maybe you're here just reaching. Wherever your body is just fine. And this might feel like a really good stretch. And place your right foot down with tenderness. And let's bring our left hand back to our left foot. And breathe into the quadricep muscles, the front of the upper leg. Soften through the knees. There should be no pain in yoga, so if you're feeling any pain, then just release from this posture a little bit. And bring that foot down. Roll your hips from left to right. And now if you wish, you can bring both knees up and start to reach back for both feet. You might wish to stay on the ground, or you may wish to start to rise up to bow pose. The cushion beneath the hips really helps. Especially if you're on a hard surface. Dhanurasana, bow pose. See if you can lift slightly higher. Breathing into the back body, breathing into the shoulders with tenderness. And now letting your knees come down to the earth and your hands find the earth as well as your forehead, and roll your hips from side to side. Releasing and surrendering. Maybe it feels good to come back up to Sphinx for a moment and raise your knees and to let your hips windshield wipe from side to side. So take whatever position feels good to you. And now we will rise up to tabletop on our knees. Find the earth with your hands. Wrists under elbows, elbows under shoulders, and push up through the upper back. And with your inhale, let your belly drop. Looking up, exhaling tenderly, let your spine round. And inhale, lower. Breath is leading movement. Exhale, round. Releasing everything. Inhaling. And moving at your own breath rhythm. When you're ready, move the cushion that you might have had beneath your knees over to the side. And we can start to come up to downward facing dog. Just for a moment, pressing back through the heels, releasing the calf muscles. We're going to do a little more work on the floor, but let's just feel all the channels of energy moving down the backs of the legs. Maybe even allowing your body to twist slightly as your knees bend. Coming to stillness and back down to your knees. We're going to press our right leg back and again open the calf muscles with a little bit of tender rocking forward and back. And then coming to stillness, raising your right leg so you're balancing on your left knee, and bring your left arm and reach out in both directions. Now, pull your body inwards, knee to elbow. And as you extend, breathe out through your fingers and toes. Inhaling as we come in, and exhaling as you reach out. One more time on this side. Inhale and exhale. Very nice. Bring your right knee back to the ground so you return to the integrity of your child's pose. And let your right leg start to turn outwards and your left leg straighten. So our left foot is like in a warrior pose right now. We're going to rise up. And if you'd like to feel a nice stretch in your inner thigh, you can adjust and press your leg out a tiny bit to get more of an extension. Breathe here, opening your heart center. And now let your right hand find the ground and your right arm come up to the sky. Some variations here. Maybe you wish to extend your left arm over your left ear and raise your left leg, using your right leg as a little tripod for balance. And maybe you wish to again furl inward and exhaling outward through fingers and toes. Inhaling as we come to the center. Exhaling, rising out. Inhaling and extending. Letting the left foot find the earth, come back up, and now reverse. So right arm comes up to the sky, nice opening in the right side body. And pinwheel your way back down to the ground, pulling your right leg in, coming back to your knees. And now we'll stretch our right leg back. And let the calf muscle open on the right. Actually, I think I'm doing the same side. So left calf goes back. There we go. That feels correct. And raising your left leg to the sky. Reach out in bird dog with your right arm. Inhaling, draw your knee in to your elbow. And exhale out through fingers and toes. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Inhaling in, exhaling out. Letting your hands and feet find the earth. Now I'll create that little tripod. I'll turn my body, but create that little tripod with your left leg, and your right leg is going to extend. And find your balance, raising your right arm up to the sky. And maybe your right arm finds close to your ear in a gape pose. Maybe you wish to raise your right foot now, stretching in both directions. Inhaling, bring your knee to elbow, and exhale, breathe out through your fingers and toes. Inhaling, contraction. Exhaling, expansion. Moving with tenderness. And rising up. Now taking a moment to stretch through the inner thigh on the right side. Breathe into your inner thigh on the right side. And reverse, feeling the stretch in your left side body. And now pinwheeling your way back down to the ground. Knees come around and we'll push back up into downward facing dog. Very nice. Just for a moment. We won't be here for too long. And remember that you can use the back of a chair or a wall for downward facing dog if that feels better for you. Be tender with your body. Let's walk our hands back to our feet until we're in Uttanasana or standing forward fold. We can ragdoll our arms if we wish to grasp opposite elbows. And if you wish to bring a little bit of fluid movement, relaxing your spine, your forehead, imagining all the worries just rolling off your back. Hands come to the earth. Hands come to the shins, halfway lift. Point your head, the top of your crown forward, and then exhale, fold. And bring your hands to the fronts of your shins, all the way to your knees, scooping your spine to come up. This is the safest way to come up. If you may be starting to have a little osteoporosis. And find your mountain pose, Tadasana. Hands are by our sides. Our feet are firmly planted on the earth. You can open your toes and breathe into all of the corners of your feet. And if you wish to introduce Vajrayana Mudra again, you can bring your right hand over your heart and your left hand over your right hand. Notice how you feel. Your gaze is soft. Relax your jaws. See if you can lengthen through your spine ever so slightly. Pulling upward like there's a silken string. And let's open our feet slightly and just open to the right. And then inhale to the center and open to the left. Inhaling to the center and opening to the right. And we'll build upon this. Open to the center and open to the left. Very nice. Let's we're going to add on a little balance. So step your right foot back. Your toes are pointing forward and our left knee is bending. And even your right leg can have a little bend in it. We're going to sweep up and inhale. And now exhale and open to the left. So this will challenge your balance a bit. You'll feel a lot of strength. Your body is twisting. And see if you can soften tenderly through the points in your body that might be gripping. Maybe your toes, maybe your jaws. And then sweep up and step forward. Nice, and release that for a moment. Shake that all out. Your feet, your hands, your shoulders. And now plant your right foot and step your left leg back. Find your bearings. And sink into this standing posture, sweeping your arms up with your inhale and exhale, and see if you can open to the right. You may notice one side is easier than the other. Can you be in this moment with tenderness? Notice what is showing up. Is there resistance? And sweep your arms up, step forward, and let all of that go. We'll do a little vinyasa flow now. So find the front of your mat space. And we'll sweep our arms up, slight back bend, and folding forward all the way down. Bend your knees, exhale, halfway lift, and fold. Step your right foot back, plant your palms, step your left foot back. You're in plank. Let your knees find the earth and your feet, tops of your feet flatten. Tuck your elbows and lower yourself to the ground, rising up with your breath. And exhaling down. Push back up to plank and up to downward facing dog. And now walk your feet forward. You're in standing forward fold and sweep up. Bringing your hands back down to heart center, noticing how you feel. And we'll add on, sweeping up, and fold. Halfway lift and fold. Stepping your right foot back, looking up in runner's lunge. Bringing your hands to frame your foot and lowering yourself to the ground. Pressing back up to downward facing dog. Bringing your left foot forward. Deep inhale. Now turn, let your right foot plant to the ground and rise up into warrior one. Open your wings into warrior two. Inhale and reverse. Deep breath. Exhale. Bring your forearm to your bent knee on the left side. And let your shoulder open and come around. The right shoulder. A few times in each direction. Feel the shoulder muscle, all the joints. And now rise back up to warrior facing warrior two. And let your hands frame your left foot. Left foot comes back. Find your plank. Lower your knees, tuck your elbows, and come down. Rising up, pressing back. Now right foot comes forward. Runner's stretch. Feel the hip joints opening with tenderness. And let your left foot find the earth, rising up. You're in warrior one. Open your wings to warrior two. And lean back with your inhale to reverse. Now your right arm, your right forearm will find your bent leg on the right side, and your left arm will come up. Breathe into your left side body and let your left arm sweep around, opening the shoulder, being very tender, and letting your right arm circle in the other direction. And breathe into the space between the shoulder blades and rise back up to warrior facing two, to warrior two. Hands frame your right foot and pop your left foot forward so you're in forward fold once again. Halfway lift and fold. Releasing everything, sweeping up. And as you come up, find a wide-legged stance. Our toes can be pointing at ankles outwards. We're going to cactus our arms again, like we did in the beginning. You can bend your knees a bit if that feels good, or you can have them straight. Pull your shoulder blades back and together. And now wrap your right arm under your left and give yourself a little hug. See if you can bring your fingertips to the trapezial muscles and to the shoulders. And now open and blossom like a flower And let your left arm come under your right and do that self-embrace or hug on the other side. Letting your fingertips find the space in your upper shoulders or the trapezial muscles. And this time, let's roll down and around ever so slightly. Not moving the head too much, but just letting all the muscles in our body lean into this. When we get to the left side, let's reverse that. Deep, nourishing breaths. And let's let that all go. Maybe you take your wrists and you circle them and start to bring your feet in closer as we make our way down to a malasana or squat, a grounding pose. And don't worry if your heels don't touch the ground. You might be on your toes. Your body will take whatever shape it's meant to take in this moment. And if you have your elbows pressing on your inner legs, see if you can breathe in through the center and exhale through your feet. Breathe in through the center and exhale through the hands. Breathe in through the center and exhale through the crown of the head. Let your hands find the ground behind you. And we'll come to Apanasana, but first stretch your legs out in front of you into Dandasana or staff pose. And feel the backs of your legs, those channels opening. Maybe you wish to run your hands along your legs in a gentle massage, reaching towards the toes. Moving with tenderness. And the next time you come up, bring your hands forward, and we're going to start to roll back, engaging the core muscles, keeping the chin tucked until the base of the spine finds the earth, and then lowering down very slowly until the back of your head is soft on the earth. And bring your knees in. Bring your hands around to opposite elbows and love what your body can do for you. Back of head is flat, and press your lower sacrum down to the ground. Although I may be tender, I love myself with tenderness. And breathe here. Feeling all the sensation in the body. Where can you soften? And release that, bringing your right foot over your left. See if you can grab your feet so you're making a little pretzel with your legs. And breathe here for a moment. This can help with the tightness in the piriformis muscles. So if you have hip pain, this stretch can be good. And maybe try the other side. So now put your left foot over your right foot. Breathing in through the heart center and exhaling through all the corner points of your body where your hands meet your feet, your knees, your shoulders. And release your hands and bring your arms out to T, letting your feet come over to the right side, and your knees come to the earth, and maybe taking your left foot and placing it over your right foot and placing it over your left thigh. You can softly release your left shoulder to the ground and gaze either with eyes open very gently or with eyes closed over to the left. Where in your body can you bring your breath? Deep, expansive breath, rolling your knees back to the center, right foot to the ground, left foot over right knee or right quadricep muscle. And now start to roll your hips over to the right side, looking over the left and releasing your right shoulder. And if there's tenderness in the hip area or lower back, then soften from the pose, and maybe you don't go as far. You can also take your right hand and massage the right hip in a circular motion. The joints like to be massaged in a circular motion. And back to to the center. We're going to start to prepare ourselves for Shavasana. So find whatever will bring you the most tenderness in your body. Maybe that's a pillow under your knees. This time of year, if you're joining this practice in much of the US, the heat will not want us to put on our socks or put a blanket over us, but you could put a blanket beneath you if you wish. And you can take traditional Shavasana, or if you liked the reconstructive rest pose in the beginning of class, ask your body what would resonate most. Maybe it's the reconstructive rest pose with the feet on the ground, the knees bent and the knees touching in the center. Or maybe it's traditional Shavasana, but make yourself comfortable. And one thing I love to have nearby is my lavender pillow. It's cool and soft and has such a nice scent. So I'm going to place that over my eyes and bringing the scent of lavender, the feeling of coolness. and a little bit of darkness. Ask your body, what is your deepest heart's longing in this moment? And I'm going to read you a poem from All Along You Were Blooming, Thoughts for Boundless Living by Morgan Harper Nichols. On this road of longing, may you find belonging in the arms of grace and never be the same. For it is here you will find you will be loved as you are. You will be seen as you are, and you will not be left as you are. For you have been invited to go on this journey of being shaped into who you were meant to be, an original work of art. Through all you are feeling and all your inner longing, may your soul find comfort and peace in belonging. And I will mind the time and let you have a few minutes of quiet rest in Shavasana, when the nutriments of the practice will wash over your physical form and your spiritual being. Simply rest. And feel free to stay in your restful pose as long as you wish. But if you're ready to return to the rest of your day with tenderness, start to wiggle your fingers and toes and come up to a seated posture very gently. Noticing how you feel. Now close our practice with 2 sounds of the bell. Thank you so much for doing this restorative practice together. And may you enter the rest of your day with gentle tenderness. Namaste.